Hello and welcome to National Focus. I am Curvia John. In the headlines, early voter confirmation urged ahead of October 15th deadline. Ministry of Agriculture seed program to boost food security. And government donates $15,000 to Aspirers Athletics Club for upcoming regional meets. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. More than 17,800 people have applied for confirmation under Dominica's ongoing voter confirmation exercise. Over 14,500 applications have been approved to date as the process enters its fourth month. The latest figures were provided by Chief Elections Officer Ms. Anthea Joseph, who gave an update on the exercise ahead of the October 15th deadline.
This list of persons are printed or are published every month on our website, and we also publish on Dominica News Online and MO News to allow persons to view and to see whether their names were approved. We want to appeal to the public at this time, with about 4 months left in the period, to come and to get confirmed. It's important to exercise your democratic rights, and having not confirmed means that your name will be eliminated on the new list. And we want people to understand that if your name is not on the new list, then you are not eligible to cast a vote. And that's why it's important to get confirmed within the given time of the confirmation period.
To help ensure that more eligible voters can participate in the confirmation exercise, election officials have introduced more flexible identification requirements for persons without a valid government-issued ID. Recent amendments to the legislation now allow applicants to use alternative forms of documentation to complete the confirmation process.
We have made it easier for persons to get confirmed by our latest amendment to the law. And you can use a passport-size photo with an affidavit and a birth certificate notarized by the Justice of Peace, a notary public or commission of oaths. And this can be simply done, and you can come in with those documents to get confirmed. So if you do not have an ID, government ID, issued ID that is up to date, so let us say your passport has expired, or you do not have a social security card or a driver's license, then you can now use a passport-size photo, which is notarized by a Justice of Peace, along with an affidavit and your birth certificate.
As the voter confirmation exercise continues, election authorities are encouraging eligible voters to complete the process early to avoid a last-minute rush ahead of the October 15 deadline.
So we want to appeal to the general public. If you have not yet done the process, we want you to come now. Don't wait at the last minute where probably the centers might be flooded with persons. You have 4 months to do so at this time. So we are asking persons to take advantage and to come in to have their process done.
Efforts to protect the nation's agricultural sector against natural disasters are moving forward through major regional partnerships. Speaking at ICA's National Accountability Seminar last week, technical specialist for ICA in Dominica, Anthony Cyril, spoke about training agricultural professionals and introducing new technology to aid with post-disaster recovery.
It's a two-pronged approach in partnership with CARDI and ICA, where one session in Dominica we trained 30 agricultural professionals in seed conservation, certification, and post-disaster recovery. But it didn't really stop at the training. From the ICA end, when you look at the disaster resilience component, we procured a DJI Agras T100 heavy lift drone, capable of carrying over 110 kilograms. Also, another component would be a caravan to move that drone around with its pilot. So this drone will be part of the mobile seed bank unit. The idea is post-disaster, we can now move seeds across to areas that are cut off. And not only based on the current capacity, we can also do trainings on aerial irrigation, fertilizing, and that sort of thing. So kind of building capacity for post-disaster. Even to look at forestry. When a post-disaster, we can now spread forest seeds to repopulate the forest areas.
He commends government for the agriculture facility in Portsmouth. The site is a major step forward for local farming, long-term food security, and government's intention to build the first climate-resilient nation.
I must say kudos goes to the government because one of the reasons Dominica came on board on this program was because the facility at Portsmouth, the Dominica China Agricultural Science Complex. Because in that facility, what was constructed was a seed storage facility. A concrete room with, I think, a 9x9 walk-in refrigerator just for storing seeds. Because we saw the effects of not having access to seeds rapidly after Hurricane Maria. So when this facility was constructed, this seed storage hub was in place. So therefore, it placed Dominica at the top of the food chain to be part of this program, this pilot program. The idea now is to mimic it around the other Caribbean territories. And it shows that the donor agencies are not working in isolation. We are partnering with CARDI for their research skills and ICA for capacity building skills.
Community voices are continuing to help shape the next national budget, with residents of Portsmouth and surrounding communities sharing their priorities during a recent consultation. Minister for Finance, Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, described the consultation as productive, saying residents provided valuable feedback that will help inform the preparation of the upcoming budget.
I just want again to thank everyone for their contributions. I think we had an excellent exercise here this evening. Most of us had an opportunity to, well, not all of us, but quite a few of us had an opportunity to voice our opinions, recommendations, and we've written down every single thing. Some of them were really, these are things we've been discussing for a little while, but the mere fact that you brought it out, it just reiterates the fact that we're on the same wavelength, so to speak.
The finance minister noted that addressing some of the issues raised will require a collaborative effort between government and citizens.
As I said initially, it's a partnership. The government puts the budget together. However, it's based on what you've recommended to us. But at the end of the day, we have to take some personal responsibility. I saw the environment came up quite a bit, and I agree with you 100%. And the Indian River, I get the potential of the Indian River very clearly. So I think we all have to play a real integral part in terms of our personal responsibility to the environment as to how we dispose of our garbage, etc. So that is just so important because all of that is linked together with the tourism product and is linked together with our sustainability, which is linked together with our growth and development. So we cannot overlook those parts in terms of our personal responsibility.
With food imports continuing to place pressure on the national economy, greater emphasis is being placed on increasing local food production and consumption.
Even our responsibility in eating what we grow. So that's the only way sometimes we can help to cut down our food import bill. So there are little things that we can all do, and all of these adds up together to give us a real good benefit.
Election officials are expanding access to the voter confirmation exercise through new outreach measures aimed at making the process more convenient for residents, particularly those who work or live outside their constituencies.
We have also added a few new initiatives, and that is just to facilitate persons and to make it easy. So on a Tuesday, we are now doing confirmation at the Winter Park Sports Stadium, and that is persons who live out in the countryside. So what we're doing, we are taking a different constituency every Tuesday to allow persons who live in Roseau, who work in Roseau, and are not able to get to their constituency, their confirmation center at their constituency to complete their process.
The Chief Elections Officer is reassuring the public that it is now easier and more convenient for voters to complete their confirmation process by attending sessions at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium on Tuesdays.
Now, we do a different constituency every Tuesday. So we have a schedule that is posted on our website that will give you direction as to when it's your constituency will be done, and that is in order to allow persons, accessibility. If you do not have the time to go back to your constituency on a weekend or after work to get your process done. It's now being done on a Tuesday at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium.
Election officials are also extending the voter confirmation exercise into hard-to-reach communities, bringing services directly to residents to ensure more eligible voters can complete the process ahead of the deadline.
2 Sundays ago, we were at the Warner Primary School and we allowed confirmation for the Warner community, and we got a very large turnout there at Warner. I believe before the end of the period, we may revisit Warner area again to allow the balance of persons who did not get the opportunity to do so. Next Sunday coming, we will be going to Campbell at the Campbell Government School for persons within the Campbell area that you can take advantage and come to the center. And we will be open from 10 a.m. up to 6 p.m. in the evening.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. The Ministry of Youth and Sports has donated $15,000 to the Aspirers Athletics Club as they prepare to travel to Curacao for the 34th Trupial Classic. The Trupial Classic is a premier track and field event held annually in Curacao in July. The multi-day summer event attracts over 450 athletes from across the Caribbean and South America.
Today we are standing here to receive a much needed request from the government. We would have requested 15,000 EC dollars to assist us to travel to the Trupial Classic in Curacao. This year's competition is going to be held in the memory of Mr. Russell Martina. I'm the past president of the Trupial Athletics Club, who would have served that position for many, many years. And so we are thankful that the government would have seen the work that the Aspirers Athletics Club is doing and have decided to come on board and make this much meaningful and needed sponsorship at this time towards us.
Mayor of Portsmouth, Her Worship Kerry Brady Prince, also expressed gratitude to the government for their support to the growth of the club.
I remember Aspirers just coming through, and it started as merely a Portsmouth thing where Honorable Wenham Shepherd linked with Tsunabi, and we saw the development and the reignition of the athletics and sports in Portsmouth. And with the dynamic work that they have put in together, we see that the club grew, moving just from Portsmouth to athletes throughout the island. And that's a good representation, not just for us in Portsmouth, but for Dominica, that we have the opportunity to grow and to breed better athletes, that can represent us on our local level and eventually Dominica on the national and international levels. So any support given it's really appreciated.
Female captain Miss Luan Gabriel says the Aspirers has been a growing club with athletes from all levels.
I have past aspirer and still now present aspirer, and this is somewhere I have been, and it's just going to be something great for the athletes. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great competition, great exposure, and I pray that we go out there and we show our gratitude by just bringing home records and gold medals, because we can do it all. We set the standard and we are going for gold.
Meanwhile, sports coordinator Mr. Trevor Shillingford says government is happy to be able to support the club in their journey.
We believe from the standpoint of the Ministry of Sports that such contributions are worthwhile in our quest at developing sports at the grassroots level. And when we have organizations such as the Aspirers Athletics Club, which is a community-based organization, it is important that we provide support to such organizations, because it is this type of grassroots organizations which would capture the young athletes or the young sports persons who are coming from the school's program. So we are indeed very grateful for the work that the Aspirers Athletics Club has been doing in the north, and we want to encourage them to continue.
And now for your weather updates. A surface to mid-level trough moving across the northern portion of the region is influencing weather conditions today. As a result, residents can expect partly cloudy skies with a few brief showers throughout the day. Saharan dust concentrations have decreased across the area, leading to some improvement in visibility and air quality. However, varying levels of Saharan dust are expected throughout the week, which may result in periods of hazy conditions, reduced visibility, poor air quality, and warmer than usual temperatures. Persons with asthma, allergies, or other respiratory conditions are encouraged to limit strenuous or prolonged outdoor activities and take the necessary precautions to avoid health complications. Sea conditions are expected to remain slight to moderate during the next 24 hours. Waves are forecast to reach around 3 feet along the western coast and up to 7 feet along the eastern coast. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Curvia John. Thank you for watching.